Hi everybody, this is Tina with Loving Life's Little Blessings. Welcome to Memory Keeping Friday. I have a special series that I am planning on starting. I want to start at the very beginning and share this project with you guys. And it's a little bit embarrassing. About 3 years ago, almost 4 years ago, a very dear friend of mine got married, and I had wanted to do an album for her wedding, and I had kind of told her when she got married that that's what I wanted to give them, was a scrapbook album. It was right when I started. I had been doing Project Life about 6 months, and I had kind of stopped doing traditional scrapbooking, and I was really in the very beginning stages of figuring out what kind of memory keeping worked for me. And I had just started my Stampin' Up! Business, and Andrew was 3 or 4 months old. So it was a really kind of crazy time. So fast forward, they've been married 3 years now, and their album is still not done. Okay, so there's been lots of circumstances that has kind of prevented it from getting done, but I wanted to share with you guys. I'm really diving in and I want to get it finished. I have several albums that are laying around that are gifts. I have Wendy's album, her business album that I made for her for Christmas that is still not finished. I have these albums, so I'm diving in and finishing these projects up, and I want to share with you. So I have 2 albums for her wedding. I am ordering leather albums for her. So the other thing is that I had wanted really nice brown leather albums. I had a hard time finding them. I finally found them through Becky Higgins. She finally started carrying leather albums, faux leather albums. So I went ahead and ordered brown albums, and I'm going to be switching them because these cloth albums, we live out in the country, and she lives on a ranch, and they have cows and everything, and it's really dusty and dirty, and cloth albums like this just tend to get really dirty. So I shared a couple posts on this in the past, so let me just explain to you what I did. There's 2 albums. I used Becky Higgins Page Protectors. It is a combination of traditional scrapbooking and Project Life scrapbooking. I used these Project Life dividers, the clear ones that you can just label. And the first part of her album is all the preparation, getting her gown, her bachelor party, the bachelorette party, the getting stuff ready, the decorations, the shower, all of that. Then the second album is all of the wedding. So this is the engagement. There's engagement photos. What we did is we just went through, and you'll see, especially in the second album, we went through and picked all of the photos and all the memorabilia and put it like where it should go. So some of these pages aren't finished. Like this is some of the ring information, and we're going to put it in here, but we don't want it plastered just right in the album where people can see, how much her ring cost or where they got it. And so we wanted to come up with a creative way to tuck that information in there. And then also will be some journaling about the story of how they got engaged. So you can see that's just in there. So then these are engagement photos. We have a 6 by 12, and there's this photo in here because this is going to be an enlargement. So that's the other thing that we did, is we're including really large photos. This right here is going to be this photo, but it's going to be the entire thing. So what we did is we put a photo there as a marker so we would know which photos would go where. So over here, some more engagement photos. Then there's this. This is one of my favorite spreads right here. This is going to be a 12 by 12 photo. It's going to be this photo right here. And it's going to be 12 by 12. And so this personally is my very favorite part of her album, the layering, how this is going to be a large photo, and then you turn this, and it's these photos right here, and then you turn this, and it's going to be this big, large photo. I think that's going to make such an impact. So this was all engagement. So then this was her dress shopping. So you can see this is where I started to incorporate Project Life page protectors, because these are all the different dresses that she tried on. And then down here, like, she liked the back of this dress. And then over here, she liked the front, like how this dress had the front here. She liked that this had some color to it. So we picked pictures that specifically told the story of how she ended up picking her dress. We put business cards of the different bridal shops that she went to. That was really fun. And then here's her actual wedding dress receipt and how it was altered, and all of that is there. This is going to be a 5x7 photo. Then we get into her shower. So again, here's where I started doing some Project Life protectors, where like she had, this was gifts. And then this again is going to be a large photo. So you can see how we kind of have sat things in there. She picked out a designer paper from Stampin' Up, and then I just ordered several packs of that so that we would have enough to use. And then she picked a few colors. We used Very Vanilla, Early Espresso. We used Antique Brads right here. We still carry these actually. Antique Brads. She had a country style wedding, so we picked some more of the country style items that we have, and I just have a big bin of all that product that I bought during that time. Same thing here. Here's some information about the bridesmaids' dresses, some other stuff that she had, places that she did at her wedding. Here's some decorations that she did, all layered up in here nice. We did a lot of layering. And then here was the rehearsal dinner. Again, here's some more Project Life. And then some getting ready, getting the place ready. And then there's a big envelope page in the back. So this one is pretty much done. Other than the enlargements, we're using persnickety prints to do the enlargements of the photos. So we're doing a test run. We're getting about 5 enlargements printed so we can make sure that the quality is good and that everything, the color is good and they come out correctly before we upload for all the ceremony, because that's what I'm going to show you guys next. So this just needs some journaling. It needs a couple embellishments, and it needs those larger photos, and then it needs to be transferred into a new album. So I was like, okay, that's good. I was really encouraged when I saw this. She came over about a week ago and we went through and to see where we were at, and when we looked at this, I was like, oh, it's no problem. We're so far ahead. I'm gonna be able to finish it up really soon. Then I looked at the second album. This is the second album. It is of the ceremony and the reception. So this is, she picked a separate designer paper for the ceremony and the reception. So I was like, oh, look, see, pretty good, pretty good. Like, I love using the 6x12. I think it's a fantastic addition. It layers up really pretty. I just really think that it is a nice addition. So the traditional layouts are very, very simple. There's not a lot to them. You can see we did keep it really simple. There's going to be some embellishments. I didn't do any embellishing when we were going through and putting the pages together. I'll show you back here. You can see that these photos are just dropped in here. Back here, see? So these photos on this page, this on this page, this on this page. We organized the photos and dropped them into page protectors. So we did the whole process in batch processing. So what that means is we broke it down into simple tasks. The first task we did was we went ahead and decided that what cardstock we would use, the base. So you can see that most of these are all Early Espresso. Then when the reception starts, we used Very Vanilla. So we went in and dropped all that in. The next thing we did is we sorted the photos and we dropped those into all the places. So these are just dropped in here. They're not cropped down. There's no thought or rhyme or reason. They're just, we know that these pictures need to go in these spots because this is the way the ceremony, it follows the ceremony. The next thing we did is we started matting the photos and putting them down, like just a basic, like, see, this is real basic. The photos are here, they're matted, there's a little bit of designer paper here, and then we just moved on to the next place. This is gonna be a large photo, so it's marked that that's a large photo. And then there were some places where we knew, like right here, we have this orientation photo and this orientation photo. So we knew we would need a, like, this is a Project Life Design G. So then same thing in here, like we have another Design G. So it really helped to sort those photos and put them in place so that you have a good idea of what's working. This, again, were some photos that she wanted to make sure were in the album, but there were very few photos. And so we cut down a Design A Project Life page protector to add them, and it was perfect. It worked perfectly. Some of these, the layouts have been done. You can see, like, this layout has been done. It's a traditional layout. This one has been done as well. Some of these have already been done as we were going through. Some of them have been mounted. These are mounted and in there. So I'm going to be sharing over the next few weeks how I finish up this project. It's going to be my wedding series. I've never really done a wedding series because I haven't really had anybody that has gotten married or that in that stage in my life. So I've asked her permission. She knows I'm sharing this with you guys, and I'm going to share with you some of the tips on getting this finished, and that is where we've started this project. So if you have any questions or you want me to cover anything in this series, please let me know so I can do so, because this is a great opportunity for you guys to see a huge project like this, me undertake it and try to get it finished. I really would like to get this finished for her. I've told her by September. Like, I've really put a deadline on it for her so she can get her albums and take them home. So that is where this wedding series is going to begin. So thanks, guys, for hanging out with me, and I will be back next week with more projects for you guys. I hope you have a wonderful weekend.
If you wanna play, make it about a play.